guys, Brent Spillane here from ThirstGym.com. Today we're going to talk about an activity called the supine hemi extension with passive leg hold. So what you're going to want for this drill is a foam roller or some kind of big round object, maybe a med ball, something like that, something you're going to be able to press your leg into, and ideally a table or something you can lay on to get a little bit of elevation, so just so that your leg can hang off just a little bit. What we're going to do is we're going to on the edge of the table here in my case. I'm going to do my right leg on the foam roller. And so I'm going to take my leg, I'm going to place it on the foam roller. I want this really up high by my butt hamstring insertion. I'm going to let that leg completely hang off. I'm going to make sure that I'm completely relaxed in this position. I'm then going to take my left leg and I'm going to grab it just slightly. The key thing here is to not crank this past 90 degrees. You want to probably actually be less than 90 degrees. Chances are you don't have that range of motion. So if you don't have that range of motion, it's going to make this drill a little bit more difficult to be able to pull into that. So keeping your arms as long as you can. Modification here is you could put a band around your knee, or you could even support your leg on the table a little bit so that you're almost in like a 45 to 50 degree range. But holding your leg would be probably the best if you can do it. Then we're going to make sure our knee is aligned with our hip, essentially with our shoulder just in a straight line. We don't want our leg falling out at any point. And then with my high hamstring here, my leg completely relaxed, I want to make sure my back's relaxed, so I don't want to be doing any kind of abdominal crunching or extending through my low back. That's kind of what we're trying to prevent here. So by holding onto my leg here, this knee is also relatively in line with my hip. I'm going to take my down leg, I'm going to perform hip extension with my hamstring, push down, and then I'm going to feel my leg curl just a little bit, totally normal. You're going to feel your high hamstring quite a bit. You want to make sure, take a nice exhale, relax, and then now we're going to breathe in through our nose, out through our mouth, and really try to push into that foam roller. Again, about a 2 to 4 out of 10. You don't want to make it a max effort, so you're really trying to squeeze here. Just generate enough tension to be able to squeeze that foam roller. Feel your hamstring engage, relax, inhale, exhale, and then relax. Okay? So the reason you're going to do this drill is it's a great way to get quality hip extension from our hamstrings without getting our low back involved. So again, that's why it's really important that you completely relax, let your low back relax. Having that passive leg hold, not go past 90 degrees, ideally probably more in the 70 to 80 range if you can get it there, just so that you make sure that you're accessing range of motion that you really have. And what that's going to do, since we're actually performing hip extension with our hamstrings, that means our hip flexor and our hip flexion muscles here are actually going to relax. We keep that nice in a straight line. Essentially, it's going to help pull our pelvis back underneath this and restore some relative motion about our hips. So with a drill like this, I'm going to recommend that you do this anywhere from 1 to 3 times of about 5 to 8 breaths per side. You're going to find that one side's harder than the other. I know for me personally, when my left leg is in that hip flex position, I have a hard time keeping it neutral like I need to, and then I can find my hamstring on my right side, but just being in that position is much more difficult than having my right leg hugged. I can tell that I have more hip flexion available to me in this leg. So I do personally do both sides. You should probably do both sides as well, but you're going to find that one side is definitely more difficult. This is going to work great as a restoration-based drill. You can do this pre-training, post-training, off days, but you should find that this helps your hip extension improve and your hip range of motion and mobility improve as well. If you have any questions, just let me know in the comment section below. Thanks. Have a great day.